You are currently president-elect of the greatest real estate association in the world.
Yeah, baby.
Better known as Florida Realtors.
Yeah.
So 2025, you're in line to become our president. What is one significant way that you plan on ushering in change on the state level? Is there any tea that you could spill?
Yeah. So I'll say this. First, it's an honor to be able to serve as president-elect and ultimately president of our association. This is not something I ever really desired or wanted or pursued.
Isn't it funny how this stuff happens?
It does, but I also believe, Chris, I believe the best leaders are the leaders that don't need the position or title and say, I want to just do good work. And so for me, in every arena that I've served in, it's always been, I just want to lead and serve in a way that's going to create a bigger impact. You'll like this next statement. You know that Chuck and I have built a good friendship during the process.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I say this, and I say Chuck because he's immediately after me, but it could be George, it could be Jeff, it could be anybody. One of my biggest goals is to make Chuck or George or Jeff a better president than I'll ever be. I mean, that's number one. I believe that real leadership is really about not yourself and not the prestige that comes with office and position, which is, that's great and it's an honor, but it's really about how do you build an impact or a process or a runway for people to really be successful. So number one, it's how do I build capacity within our team? I'm heavily invested in Chuck and George and Jeff and Gia as well, but certainly I'm looking at the 2025 and beyond team and how do I speak into them? How do I love them? How do I support them? How do I pull the best out of them? But let me kind of make that as a little bit of a segue. For me, I do all this leadership development training in all different organizations and government, whatever. I think the biggest thing for me when you ask, how do I plan to kind of usher in change? I believe that our society lives in a time where leadership is void and leadership is needed. And so for me, it's really about how do I do the best I can in my limited abilities to speak into and love and serve and lead our association into a place to where it's bigger and it's better than I'll ever be able to make it. And I will be this very small mark on it. The truth of it is in 2025, you guys will all be like, oh, Tim Weisheyer, that's great. And in 2026, you'll be like, who's Tim Weisheyer? I don't even remember this guy anymore. And for me, that's perfectly fine, right? Like perfectly fine, because I always believe it should be about the impact and not the position. And so I think you're going to see a lot of the team coming together and the team supporting one another. I think you're going to see a lot of me trying to celebrate and elevate those that I have the honor of serving with, that you guys as members elected to be part of the team. And then you're going to see this hyper focus on we are here to make sure that our members are productive and profitable.